Hey everyone, it's VM Campos Magic Fan. Time for another unboxing video, another crack-a-pack. This one's all about 10th edition core set from 2007. I've got 3 of these that I picked up off of eBay, and I'm going to open them up and we're going to take a long, loving look at each of the cards here. Now, if you just care about the rares that I'm going to crack, don't forget to check the description and jump to that point in the video. But I'm going to go through each of these packs, read every card, probably make fun of them once in a while, and see if I get any of the valuable stuff. Let's get started. First of all, here's what we need to look out for when we crack these. Okay, I need that Crucible of Worlds. That's a reprint from, 5th Dawn or something. Mirrodin block, original Mirrodin. Then we need Doubling Cube, Time Stretch, take 2 extra turns. And we've got Grave Pact, good old Grave Pact, Lord of the Undead. Then we get some of the Painlands, Adakar Waste, first printed in Ice Age. Sulphurous Springs, oh, I missed the old little goblin art on that one, Phil Foglio. Seedborn Muse, some of the muses were reprinted, Wrath of God, Brushlands, Coat of Arms, and so forth, Sculpting Steel. So this is what we're going to be on the lookout for. Ooh, Birds of Paradise, when we open up, and Birds of Paradise is rare. So this is what we're going to be on the lookout when I open these packs, and we have 3 chances to get some good stuff. Let's see. Alright, let's go with the first booster. So there's some interesting stuff about 10th edition. It was the first core set with black borders. Before that, they had all been white border. And so this is when it all started as black border. There's also premium, aka foil versions of these things. So 2007, and let's check it out. Oh, this is also the new borders. I swear that the old packs used to open a little bit cleaner than nowadays. Makes it way easier to do repacks. Anyway, Avon Fisher. That fish is not having a good time. Art by Christopher Moeller. 4 mana, 2/2. Bird Soldier with flying. When it enters, when it's put into the graveyard from play, you may draw a card. Okay, the same spears that catch their food today will defend their homes tomorrow. Rushwood Dryad, 2 mana, 2/1, creature Dryad with Forest Walk. So the classic Forest Walk creatures. This is Todd Lockwood. To a Dryad, every tree in the forest is both a doorway and a window. So that means they're always peeping on us. Lightning Elemental, ooh, amazing art. That's by Kev Walker. 4 mana, 4/1 with haste. A flash of the lightning, a break of the wave, he passes from life to his rest in the grave. William Knox, Mortality. Now, were they still doing famous quotes from famous works of literature? I think so. So, yeah. Gravedigger, 4 mana, 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. A full coffin is like a full coffer. Both are attractive to thieves. Heart of Light, Enchantment Aura for 3 mana, enchant a creature, prevent all damage that would be dealt to and dealt by enchanted creature. So it's vague pacifism for your opponent's creatures, I suppose, or you can put it on your own creature to defend it from those pesky red mages. And notice how it's got the reminder text, target a creature as you play this. This card comes into play attached to that creature. This is an early core set where they had to explain this sort of thing, where they had to explain what is an aura. This is art by Luca Zontini. We've got Pincher Beetle. Ooh, I love that art. That is by Stefan Daniel. 4 mana, creature insect with Shroud. It's a 3/1. This creature cannot be the target of any spells or abilities. No fair, since when does a bug get to munch on me? That's funny. That's Squee Goblin Cabin Hand. Oh, that's a Squee quote right there. I love that art. So realistic. Next we've got Holy Day. 1 white instant, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. So it's a white fog, and this is from Volkan Baga. I believe he's still doing art nowadays in 2020. Today there is a feasting and peace across our land, but the war has not ended. Tuck away your bloodlust, you'll need it tomorrow. Horseshoe Crab, 3 mana for a creature, tap it or pay 1 blue to untap it. So you've got a mana sink. You can do some cool like combos there or something. I don't know. Scott Kirshner, artist. It's a 1/3. It looks kind of like a bug. Let's crack it open and see if it tastes like one. And Squee again with his bug fetish, I guess. Naturalize, ooh, good old Naturalize. 2 mana, destroy target artifact or enchantment. This is art by Tim Hildebrandt. Rest in peace, Greg Hildebrandt. fantasy artists since the 70s, and they did several Magic cards. Well, it makes a very nice flower pot. Arkham Dagson, so Livy Machinist. Oh, Arkham Dagson, he used to be quoted a lot back on Ice Age, my favorite set. Here we get to the uncommons. Discombobulate. 4 mana, instant, counter target spell. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, put them back in any order. So a Vague Scry for 4 mana, and you get to target something. And this is artist Alex Horley Orlandelli. I said pick his brain, not tear off his head. Riptide Project researcher. Hilarious and pretty violent. Juggernaut, ooh, classic Juggernaut that's been around in the world of Magic for, like, since the beginning, basically. When did Juggernaut come out? Probably Antiquities. 4 mana, 5/3, Juggernaut attacks each turn if able, and Juggernaut cannot be blocked by walls. I always forget about that, the Juggernaut is unblockable by walls. Built with neither a way to steer nor a way to stop, the Juggernauts were simply aimed at an enemy's best defenses and told to charge. This is by Arnie Sweekle. Now, this is also the old frame, artifact frame, and it looks a little bit different than we know it nowadays, kind of like very artifacty, if that makes sense. Relentless Rats, 3 mana. Relentless Rats gets +1 for each other creature in play named Relentless Rats. A deck may have any number of cards named Relentless Rats. So this is one of the cards that really broke the rules in terms of you can have as many of these as you want, always being reminded that the rules on a card supersede the rules of regular Magic. This is by Thomas Baxa. Okay, here we go. We're getting to the last cards. Here we have the Time Stop. Ooh, this is the end the turn. This is the 6 mana instant end the turn, which means remove all spells and abilities on the stack from the game, including this card. The player whose turn it is discards down to his or her maximum hand size, damage wears off, and this turn and until end of turn effects end. This is Scott M. Fisher. Pretty cool duality in the art right there. Oh, she's holding a chicken or an egg. Interesting. So that's the rare of this pack. Then we get a mountain. Looks pretty cool. Nice and beautiful cityscape. This is from like maybe Ravnica. Stefan Martiniere is the artist there. And then we've got a wasp token for the Hive. I believe they republished the Hive in this set, which is you pay 5, I guess, and you make a 1/1 flying artifact insect. And then you saw here that the foil, ooh, look at that beautiful premium. And we got 2 at the same time. Look, it's so shiny. I love that. That is the foil naturalize. Very nice. Let's go on to pack 2. What's your pack 2? Pick one. We've got good old Rootwalla, 3 mana, 2/2. It's a lizard. You pay 2 to give it +2, but you can only do it once each turn. If you try to sneak up on a Rootwalla, you'll suddenly find yourself dealing with twice the lizard. This is right, Robert Raup. Now, they were still kind of printing the text at the bottom here. Not that great, especially black on green. That's a little hard to read. Eventually, they figured out, hey, let's make that bottom part very easy to read. Skyhunter Prowler, 3 mana, flying with vigilance. It's a 1/3. As tireless as her mount, a Skyhunter's vigil is measured in days. This is by Vance Kovacs. Sift, good old Sift, 4 mana. Sorcery, draw 3 cards and discard 1 card. Dwell longest on the thoughts that shine brightest. Jeremy Jarvis. This art was always kind of creepy to me, because if you look carefully, he has no head. Uncontrollable Anger, 4 mana, Aura, Flash, enchant creature, and it gets +2/+2 and attacks each turn if able. And this is by Kev Walker, always loved his art. So really epic weapon that he's got in his face and everything, and he's got Uncontrollable Anger. Looming Shade, 3 mana. This is one of the classic shades. You pay some amount of black mana and it gets +1 until end of turn. It starts off as a 1/1 and you can make it into a 4/4 if you're playing mono black. Its form never rests, propelled by some undetectable gale from beyond the gloom. Another Kev Walker art. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, notice how the copyright says 93 to 07. So they did that sort of spread of copyrights. There's another Pincher Beetle. Holy Day, another Holy Day, Holy Cow, another Horseshoe Crab. Okay, another Naturalize. Scathe zombies. Oh, classic Scathe zombies that have been around so long. This is the latest art. Another Kev Walker piece. 3 mana, 2/2. Oh, they've got the original flavor text since the beginning, 93. They groaned, they stirred, they all uprose, nor spake, nor moved their eyes. It has been strange, even in a dream, to have seen those dead men rise. And that was Samuel Taylor Coleridge, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Same flavor text from the beginning, but like newer style of art. Viridian Shaman is the uncommon here. 3 mana, Elf Shaman 2/2 by Scott Fisher. When Viridian Shaman comes into play, destroy target artifact. Ooh, nice. That's an early Reclamation Sage, right? She stands as a living symbol of the natural world and an enemy of the forces that threaten it. Mantis Engine. 5 mana for an artifact creature insect, 3/3. Pay 2, it gains flying, or pay 2, it gains first strike. That's pretty fun. Like the art on that. That's by John Zalesnik. Ooh, Deathmark. This is one of the color hosers. 1 single mana to destroy a creature, but it's gotta be green or white. I hope it's true that every snowflake is unique, but I never want to see one like this again. Now clean up that body. Thangbrand Gridson, Kildoran Patrol. Jeremy Jarvis is the art. I love that. I love how the blood is going into the snow. And then the rare is Midnight Ritual. We've got an X spell. Black 2 and X, sorcery. Remove X target creature cards in your graveyard from the game. For each creature done this way, you get a 2/2 zombie creature token. Bury old friends deeply, lest they return bearing worms. Jeff Easley. That's, I guess, trying to be some funny joke there. I wonder if that was Mark Rosewater's flavor text. Pretty cool art as well. Never seen this card before. Then we've got a Swamp. That's pretty beautiful. That is by Richard Wright. And then we've got a Saproling token. That's not the Saproling that I remember. This is way too evil looking. And that's a Saproling. And on the other side, see the first cards and get an exclusive promo. Pre-release and release events are your chance to play with new Magic expansions, or even before the cards hit the stores. Meet other players, get the cards before everyone else, and look for exclusive premium cards. I kind of remember this style of their design where they had like the text like kind of like faded out in the background with like a Photoshop effect. Wizards.com/magic release, Wizards.com/magic pre-release. Programs may not be available at all locations. That's pretty interesting. Actually, I forgot to look at the other one over here. That one has a win more. Already playing in tournaments? Sign up for Magic Player Rewards program and get special textless spells and premium cards just for playing in sanctioned events. Ooh, very nice. There's the classic Wrath of God, textless, and Psionic Blast. Anyone remember what that does? So those are some 2 tokens. And the final booster pack. Come on, Crucible of Worlds or Painland, come to my window. That one opened up perfectly. I'm going to be able to repack this and sell it on eBay very well. That's a joke. Terror, 2 mana, destroy target non-artifact, non-black creature, and it cannot be regenerated. So Terror is one of my favorite cards from back in the old days. This is the newer Adam Rex art. It's just so epic. Look at that. The guy's muscles are jumping out of the skeleton, and the skeleton is jumping back into the body. So weird. I love this art. Twitch. 3 mana, you may tap or untap target artifact, creature, or land, and draw a card. Now kids, remember, do this at your opponent's upkeep step. After they've untapped everything, do it during the upkeep step to tap that valuable land of theirs, because once you get into the main phase, they can respond to your Twitch by tapping their land. Battles are won in nuance, and this is by D. Terlizzi. I love that art, very cartoony, cool style on that. Kavu Climber, 5 mana, creature Kavu. When Kavu Climber comes into play, draw a card. Okay, 5 mana to get a 3/3 plus a card, pretty cool. Rob Alexander is the artist. There was a crack of branches, a rustle of leaves, and a tremendous roar. Our party had no chance as Teth descended from above. Tassin, elvish bard. So he was hanging out and playing music, and then suddenly they got attacked by a Kavu Climber. Festering Goblin, what? 1 black mana, 1/1 creature, zombie goblin. When Festering Goblin is put into a graveyard from play, target creature gets a -1 until end of turn. In life, it was a fetid, disease-ridden thing. In death, not much changed. That's kind of hilarious flavor text. This is by Thomas Baxa. Love the art, actually. Pacifism, good old pacifism, first printed in Mirage, 1996, art by Robert Bliss. 2 mana, enchantment aura, enchant a creature, and enchanted creature cannot attack or block. For the first time in his life, Grak felt a little warm and fuzzy inside. Classic flavor text as well. It's the original Mirage art from 96, from 10 years ago, and it's the original flavor text, but it's got the new border, the new fancy border. Shock, good old Shock. 1 red mana, Shock deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Have you noticed that some of the flavor text, though, is centered? On a few of these items, it's centered. I think I read that there was some of these that they kind of put it for more effect in the center. So 2 damage to target creature or player, or planeswalker nowadays. John Foster is the artist. Goblin Sky Raider, 3 mana, creature, goblin warrior with flying. The goblin word for flying is more accurately translated to falling slowly. Art by Darren Bader. Kind of love that art, very dynamic pose. His little wings are pretty cute. Angelic Blessing, 3 mana, sorcery. Target creature gets +3 and gains flying until end of turn. Only the warrior who could admit mortal weakness will be bolstered by immortal strength. This is Mark Zug. Now if you look very closely, there's a creepy spirit right behind this guy. Nightmare Fuel. Stun, 2 mana. Instant, target creature cannot block this turn and draw a card. Fortunately, merfolk aren't used to opponents with feet. And that's Gerard of the Weatherlight, art by Therese Nielsen. So, yeah, the Weatherlight Saga, that really changed the way Magic's story happened in the late 90s, and it's pretty cool to see that as late as 2007, they were still doing callbacks to that. Now, then, in the most recent 2019, 2020 and such, they kind of brought a little bit of that back, but the characters of the Weatherlight were like non-stop in the story back then. Contaminated Bond, 2 mana, enchantment aura. Whenever enchanted creature attacks or blocks, its controller loses 3 life. That's pretty dumb. You put it on your opponent's creature and then they lose 3 life. Okay, well yeah, I put it on their 7/7, so wow. This is art by Thomas Boxa. It looks very cartoony. It looks like the kind of like the style of the comic book art that the recent Ikoria cards have had alternate art of, doesn't it? It's really with those purples and like stark colors. The first uncommon is Goblin Lore, 2 mana, draw 4 cards, then discard 3 cards at random. Now listen closely, my young gob. There are many ways to eat pimple bugs, but I say the best way is all mashed together between 2 slug chips. Okay, Alexander Gregory is the artist, and I love this art. It's vaguely Quentin Hoover-esque. I always loved his art, especially with these, edges. That's what reminds me of that. So the inner shapes are rendered pretty realistically, and then the outer black lines make it a little cartoony. I love that. Flavor text is way too weird, though. Stampeding Wildebeests, 4 mana, beast with trample, 5/4. At the beginning of your upkeep, return a green creature you control to its owner's hand. So I guess if you've only got this one in hand, you've got to keep returning it. Too bad it doesn't have haste. And this is by Randy Gallegos as the artist. Cool little wildebeest out in the savannah. Sarah's Embrace, 4 mana, enchantment, aura, enchant a creature. Enchanted creature gets +2 and has flying and vigilance. Hey, that's similar to this one over here, but this one also gives it vigilance, right? This is a +3 and flying, and this is a +2 flying and vigilance. 4 mana and 4 mana, but double. Which is strictly better? This is by Zoltan Boros and Gabor Zizkaizai. You don't see very many works that have 2 artists to them, actually. And the final rare from this vintage crack-a-pack of Magic cards from 2007 is... Oh, it's an artifact, Crucible of Worlds. The Hive. Okay, so there's the Hive, where you can then use your Wasp tokens. Check it out, 5 mana, then you pay 5 and tap, put 1 insect artifact creature token with flying into play. Their buzzing makes my bones hum from a mile away. Galenti Treasure Hunter, Ron Spencer art. Ooh, artist from way back in the beginning, actually. It might even be cool if Ron Spencer did the art of that one originally way back in '93. But okay, we got the hive. We got an island, cool island art right there. That is by Donato Giancola. And we got then a zombie token, epic art by Carl Critchlow. 2/2 zombie. And then the back we've got the win more, play more. Alright, let's recap. So, in the commons in white, I guess Holy Day is my favorite thing there, as well as pacifism. In blue, I like Twitch and Shift. In black, I like more of these. I like Terror, of course. Looming Shade is cool. Grave Digger. In red, I guess I'll go with Shock and Lightning Elemental, especially for the art. In green, I like the art on Rushwood Dryad, and the Pincher Beetles are kind of fun. Naturalize is cool. In the uncommons, well, I only got one uncommon white card, Sarah's Embrace. I only got one uncommon blue card, Discombobulate. Love the art on that. In black, I got two, and I think I like that Death Mark for the art, and then of course Relentless Rats could be pretty cool if you've got a lot of them, but 3 mana for a 2/2. The Goblin lore is pretty fascinating. I love the art, and then being able to draw 4 and then discard, kind of interesting. And then in the green, Viridian Shaman is very cool. Stampeding Wildebeest is alright. Artifacts, I don't know, what would we choose here? The 5/3 that must attack, or the 3/3 that might gain flying and first strike, kind of like that. Our tokens were Zombie, Wasp, and Sapperling. I kind of don't like that Sapperling. Wasp is pretty cool, and then the Zombie is, I think, my favorite one of those. The lands, these are all beautiful. The island, the swamp, and the mountain. I think I like the swamp the best. In the rares, well, I got the hive, and if you notice here, the hive and the hive token are both by Ron Spencer, so the hive is a huge mana sink, not worth it at all. Then in black, got a Midnight Ritual, kind of interesting, make a whole bunch of zombies late in the game, I guess. Art is cool. And then, yeah, Time Stop. End the person's turn as soon as it's their turn, right after their upkeep. Yeah, play this and then take your turn. So it's sort of like a 6 mana to sort of take another turn on their opponent's turn, sort of. That's interesting. And then the premium was this Naturalize, back when they did the foil in a different sort of process. Nowadays they sort of like put it on specific parts of the card, but in this older one it kind of seems like it's all over the place, and that's pretty cool. So we have both versions, the plain and the premium version. So there you go, everyone. I hope you liked this crack-a-pack of vintage Magic cards from 2007 10th edition. It has the classic modern frame, the first black border, core set, and it's all full of reprints at this point. They wouldn't do original cards just yet. So I hope you enjoyed this trip through memory lane. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out my Patreon, patreon.com/vmcampos for exclusive stuff. There's various giveaways at times, and there's a lot of stuff you can access for simply $1, like my advanced deck tech videos. You can also just simply follow on Patreon. That's free, and you'll be alerted to everything that I do online regarding Magic, comic books, Comic-Con, cosplay, all that good stuff. This has been VM Campos, and I've got to end the turn.